There is a strange moment that many of us know but rarely talk about. You're not in a good mood. Something feels heavy inside. You don't want to talk to anyone. You don't want advice. And without thinking too much, your hand reaches for a song that is slow, soft, and a little sad. Not a happy song to cheer you up. Not something energetic to distract you. You choose the one that matches the way your heart feels. And somehow, instead of making you feel worse, it makes you feel understood, calmer, less alone. This is the strange comfort of sad music. It feels illogical at first. Why would we listen to something that sounds like heartbreak when we are already hurting? Why would we play songs that carry grief, longing, or loss when we are trying to feel better? But psychology shows us that this choice is not self-harm. It is self-soothing. Sad music does something very gentle to the mind. It gives shape to emotions that we cannot put into words. It tells our nervous system, this feeling you have, it exists and it is allowed. Most of the time, our pain is invisible. We go through the day pretending to be fine. We smile in front of people. We answer messages normally. But inside, there is confusion, disappointment, loneliness, or regret. These emotions feel messy and undefined, and when emotions don't have shape, they feel heavier. Sad music gives them a form. The melody, the slow rhythm, the soft voice singing about loss, all of it becomes a mirror. Suddenly, what we feel is not just chaos. It is a story, a feeling with edges, something we can sit with. There is also a powerful sense of validation in sad music. When a singer expresses heartbreak, betrayal, or longing, it feels like someone else has walked through the same emotional landscape we are in. Even if we don't know them, even if the song is years old, the experience feels shared. And the human brain finds comfort in shared experience. Loneliness is not only about being physically alone. It is about feeling like no one understands what you are going through. Sad music quietly says, I understand. Another reason sad music feels comforting is because it allows us to safely release emotions that we normally suppress. In daily life, we often push feelings down because we have responsibilities. We can't cry in the middle of work. We can't pause life to process every hurt. But when we sit with headphones on and a sad song playing, it becomes a private emotional space. Tears come more easily, memories surface, thoughts slow down. The music becomes permission to feel what we have been holding in. Interestingly, studies show that sad music can trigger the release of a hormone called prolactin, which is associated with comfort and soothing, the same chemical that helps us cope with grief. This is why, even while listening to something emotionally heavy, we don't feel destroyed. We feel gently held. The brain recognizes the sadness in the music as a safe form of sadness, not a real threat. So instead of stress, it creates a calming response. Sad music also helps us process emotions without overwhelming us. When we face our feelings directly, they can feel too intense. But through music, we experience those feelings at a slight distance. It's like watching your own emotions through a window. You feel them, but you're not drowning in them. The melody carries part of the weight. The lyrics speak what you cannot say. And this shared load makes the emotion easier to handle. There's also memory involved. Many sad songs are connected to specific times in our lives. A breakup, a late-night conversation, a lonely phase, a deep friendship, a personal loss. When we listen to these songs again, we are not just hearing music. We are revisiting parts of ourselves. And sometimes we return to those memories not to feel pain again, but to feel connected to who we were. Sad music becomes a bridge between past and present. In a strange way, sad music can also make us feel more alive. When we are emotionally numb, everything feels flat. Nothing excites us. Nothing moves us. Sad music cuts through that numbness. It makes us feel something real, something deep. Even if that feeling is sorrow, it reminds us that we are still capable of emotion. And that itself can be comforting. There is also beauty in sad music. The softness of the instruments, the slow pace, the emotional depth, it feels gentle to the senses. It doesn't demand energy from us. It doesn't ask us to perform happiness. It allows us to rest in our current state without pressure to change. In a world that constantly pushes positivity and productivity, sad music quietly says, it's okay to pause here. Sometimes we don't even realize that we are searching for emotional companionship. We think we are just choosing a song. But what we are really choosing is a feeling of being accompanied in our inner world. The voice in the song sits beside us in our silence. And that companionship feels deeply human. The strange comfort of sad music is not about enjoying sadness. It is about allowing sadness to be acknowledged without judgment. It is about giving space to emotions that don't get space in daily life. It is about feeling seen without needing to explain ourselves to anyone. And after the song ends, something subtle changes. The heaviness is still there, but it feels lighter. The emotions are still present, but they feel more organized. We feel calmer, not because the problem is solved, but because our inner world has been heard. So the next time you find yourself reaching for a sad song when you're feeling low, don't think of it as a strange habit. Think of it as your mind's quiet way of healing itself. A way of saying, I need to feel this, and I need to feel it safely. Sad music doesn't pull us deeper into pain. It gently walks with us through it until we are ready to step out on our own.